Hola, it's Rad. No, let's try that again. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hola, it's Rad. So today I'm going to be doing some coloring of these free coloring pages that I have on my website, which one, raddingtonfalls.com/free, FREE. So that's where you can find these images and many more. I'm going to be coloring them with colored pencil, or just one of these actually, or another one, with colored pencils. I could use crayons too. I've got some crayons over here. I think I'm just going to do colored pencil for today, which is what I did here. So I'm going to color them in 3 different tones. You'll see what I mean. All right, so I originally designed these in Adobe Illustrator, which is a whole other process, which I'm not going to discuss in this moment either. So these are just a few samples of the ones I have there. They're like this super rad and streetwear outfit, Brooklyn and Merlady. So with her star friend. And yeah, so I have some that I've done already. Here's an example of one where as you can see here, this is just one color, but there's different tones in there. Like for instance, here's the blue, right? You've got the dark blue, you've got the medium tone, and you've got the light. See? 3 different tones right there. Sort of like that. All right. And here's what the original looks like with just a flat color. Again, this is Illustrator. This is black and white drawing I printed out and colored. Here's another one, which is one of the reasons, as you can see here with the masks, why we're doing this, why coloring has become so popular at this time of in our lives, this unprecedented time in our lives. And here's the original one. So you can see, again, I've got the different tones. I've got the light, medium, and dark. And same thing with the other objects, just different colors. But the same idea, 3 different tones, 3 different tones, 3 different tones. And then here's an example. Well, here's the Illustrator version, and here's the other version. So I went color. I mean, you know, you could get creative with any of these. You could have a polka dot suit. You could have a suit look like clouds. I would love to see that. You know, people have showed me the stuff that they've been coloring after they have downloaded them from my website, and I love to see that. So here you have it. So this dial thing, this spinning object looks more 3-dimensional, more or less, when you've got the shading going on here. Now, let me show you what we're not going to do. What we're not going to do is do full color theory, multi-layered situations, sort of like I have done in the past, like this one from a series called Game Theory, where, you know, you've got shadow colors like blue, purple, violet, you know, magenta in here, and also in here. That's what actually was used there to create these tones. You know, that soft layers overlapping each other of this yellow, magenta, yellow, back and forth is how I create that look of this orangey tone. Did not use orange there. Fun fact. So here you've got some reds in here. That has to do with color theory as well, where sometimes you want to go really dark with the color, or in this case, olive. Also, you use a complementary color, which in this case is red versus green. So yeah, this series I did, it's been a minute. I think it's been like 10 minutes. 10 years. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, but look. See this? Look, same character. There's blue in here with the red, creating a dark tone. You know, you don't want it to stand out all the time that there's blue in there, there's purple in there, which is what it's creating when you obviously put blue and red together. But it just has to look like it's 3-dimensional, right? That's the illusion. A lot of these drawings, I had unfinished sections of them. Like this was unfinished on purpose. I always did that. This hand, if you could see that, there's a hand. It's my hand holding the globe. This was, like I said, on a series called Game Theory, which was all inspired by video games. So, what else do I have here? There's always video games about, you know, especially ones on your phone about making food and all that. So that's why this happened. This is interesting because here you've got a landscape, and you've got a still life, and you got a portrait too. It's a threefer. And fun fact, my pink cloud that keeps appearing in a lot of my images started with this series over 10 years ago. So, all right, so that's what we're not going to do. Sorry, I digress. We're not going to go into this full color theory multi-layer moment. Just 3 tones. Let's keep it simple with just 1 color for each shape. So what I'm going to be doing is this image. I'm going to be coloring that in, and you're wondering how you're going to do that. It's a white suit. Well, I can make it any color I want. That's one. And the other thing is that you could do shading in here because this would be really, you know, gray, I suppose here, right? So I'm going to do that. Let's see how this turns out. All right. So another thing I want to point out is that sometimes, oh, by the way, when you do shading and you sharpen your pencil, you do not want to point. You're not writing a composition for school. Okay. See what I just did there? You don't want that. So I'm actually going to press this down till I get a flat area, because you want to cover a lot of area, a lot of ground when you do shading. All right. So don't do what I just did and sharpen too much. Oh, it's okay. It's getting there. And then when I pick up a pencil, I will look for see where that flat area is. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to do a gradation here. You know, there's so many, shading is so important in the world of art because it's what makes something look three-dimensional. You know, there's different words for this: tones, values, grayscale, gradation, like I just said. Okay, so there I go, getting lighter and lighter. Let's pull this away from the background because it's overlapping images. There you go. Okay, because some of that's going to happen in here too. Do you know what the trickiest part of these drawings? I'm going to show you. Let me get one of those other ones I did. No, not this one. Okay, this one will work. That arm is kind of tricky just because, you know, there's a lot going on there. It's turning this way, it's curving, and it's bending that way. So that's going to be the one I'm going to take maybe a little time with. And I'm going to have to use some of this with it, right? Of going dark to light. The other thing about this one is that I'm going to have to blend in some of those colors here. Let's see how that works. All right, let's put this magenta back. Blue, you're going back. I think I'm going to go with the gray. Should I go with this one? Let's test this out. Which do I like? That works. It's going to go lighter, like I had before with the other ones, but no, I think I'm going to go with this one. I get a darker value with this one, right? Okay, here we go. Now, one thing I'm going to do is make a lip here. Now, this part is overlapping that. So we're going to make it look like this. It's coming over and it's creating a shadow there. Now I'm going to go and do some shading here. Softly. By the way, this takes practice, okay? So if you're going to do this kind of thing, sometimes I advise doing pages and pages of just that, right? When you're starting out. So let me go back again. Sometimes I leave parts white. That's called a highlight. And I'm going to do that sometimes with this one too to make it look like it's shiny. All right, I'm actually gonna skip down to here, to the leg, because the leg is really where you really can see the three different tones. Okay. And this is the light. It's so light, it's almost white, because it's a suit. In fact, I don't know how dark I'm gonna get with this, because, well, I guess if he is floating in space, or she, or they, you know, there would be a sun that's coming this way, right? Can you figure, see that? Because the shadow's on this side. So if that's the case, I'm gonna go darker. It's just pressing harder, right? And finding that spot, or just quickly creating that flatness. It's all about the pressure. I'm gonna do this side too. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this strip here. Think about it. So there you have different tones. I'm gonna go a little bit darker with this value, like that. Okay. Maybe it's a lot. You don't know. The good thing about this, if you start off at a light tone, like I just did here, and I decide I want to go darker, you know, that lip there, you can. Erasing with colored pencils, you can do it. You could shave off like a layer of the color, but you can't go back to white. So don't get that twisted. All right, shade that in right there. Let's do this one over here. I put this on a clipboard because this cutting board back here has been through it. And I was coloring one of them earlier, and I made bumps and made some texture marks on there, and I wasn't having it. All right, let me make this like a little edge here, like this is creating a shadow. Same thing there. I don't know if you noticed, but I did do that with the other ones. Let me show you, see? All right, and this one, I don't know, it's gonna have kind of a lightish value. This is cool. It's like a Lazy Susan. All right, then I'm gonna do this. This is the gradation here. Now, to make this look like it's three-dimensional and curving, what you do is you go from dark to light after having practiced this for a long time, right? And around here, I'm gonna leave highlight. There you have it. Put a little bit here. Let me just sharpen ever so slightly. Okay, 2 slights. This sharpener is by Muji. All right, and let's do soft here, darker tone there. I'm gonna go darker a little longer because this one's lower than that, and then it matches this one, see? There you go. Okay, so now it's a gray suit. It's a lot. I went overboard. What are you gonna do about it? I'll go light here. How about that? And then when I color this in, it'll be super light. When I color that in, it'll be that same tone. See how that works? Well, you'll see when I get there. And what color am I doing it in? Should I do lavender? Violet? Let's see what's going on here. Now, this is using one color, 3 different shades. I'm not gonna go and get a darker color here. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not gonna get this one for the light one. Nope, nope, nope. I'm just gonna press softer. Saw that? All right, let's do this one. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but my lines, my movements here when I do the shading don't go up and down. They kind of do these loops that overlap each other. Here, I'll do it over here. See that? And then they overlap each other so they're hidden. It's a thing I do. I do it without thinking now. It just makes things, for the most part, smoother. Now, those drawings I showed you before with the full-on color theory called game theory, each one of those drawings would take me 40 hours because I would be very careful with them. I would go slow, and there were many soft layers overlapping each other, but not this one. All right, I'm gonna switch over to here and I'm gonna do dark to light. First, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go dark to light this way, and I'm gonna do shading here. Then it starts to bend. And there's a little highlight there. That's all that. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It's a look. All right, let's do this side. Because it's asking me to. If you heard that. Fun fact, the people have asked me who's in there, and I've not revealed yet who is the characters in here. This was the first character that I revealed online of the sci-fi fantasy series. All right, it's funny because with the other series I did, usually didn't press so hard all the time, and I could go through a pencil, you know, without sharpening for like an hour. Not today. I'm pressing hard a lot because I'm not doing those soft layers. I'm doing the 3 different tones, so when you do this one, you have to press hard for this particular technique. All right, so I'm going to go dark to light this way. When it gets to the center, I'm going to go lighter. I'm not going to go full highlight here. Save it for there. What color I should color that emblem? Maybe it could be purple today. Lavender. Violet. Maybe I could do full color theory on another day. All right, there you have it. Did I get everything? Well, I didn't get this front part. You see, I wasn't using that flat area, and it made these little thin lines on here. Oh well, a little texture's fine. The suit got scratched up in space. What am I going to tell you? So this is going to be fun. I'm going to put a shading on all of these. And this side. Then this is going to create shadow as if this is floating. And again, I'm doing this kind of thing, but here. Let's go softer as it comes out. There. I really would love to add some blue or purple right here to give this some shading and more depth, but I'm not going to do it because we're just doing the 3-tone, 1-color technique. Don't get it twisted, Rad. All right, let me go in with some of that yellow. I'm gonna change this. This is gonna be... That's catching light right there. Because why not? And let's color in what this astronaut's searching for. This alien. But really, aren't we all aliens? Maybe I should have made the alien green or something. So, you know, if you're gonna color these in, you want to get those gradations, just practice these 100 times and make sure that they're at the same width, because I've seen people do this, by the way. It's not a tornado, and you have to learn how to, if you got to fill in a shape, you know, do it so that you fill in the whole thing. It just happens to get lighter right there. What is this, periwinkle? It's a nice one. Periwinkle's a good one for shading, sort of like the cool version of magenta. All right, that would have been good to put some periwinkle in here and all that. I'm gonna go darker right here, people. Nice. All right, and should I do this belt, which just looks like it's missing here? Let's do it in a different color. All right, let me do this first. So do everything in a different color. Something I would do when I did this other color pencil drawings is sometimes put a ruler here or a piece of paper or something, just so I don't smudge. And this top part here is catching all the light. It's going to be light. This is curving, so to give it that look, I'm going to go lighter here, darker right here, and let it be light on that top. Do this again. So I'm using my Prismacolors, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Cast a shadow here. That's a cast shadow. Sort of like that, and these guys. Okay, should I go with purple on here? ¿Por qué no? Why not? Alright, should I do a little light version here? Technique to make something shiny. goes like sort of like this, but in thin versions of it. Yeah, it's hard to explain because it's like hiding back there now. Okay. Insignia. Let's put this in. All right, so there you have it. You've got the dark, the medium, the light. Now let's do some blends in here. This is a curved object, so I'm going to do the cross contour here. Curve my lines. Soft. I am going to do some layers in here. Okay, I think I'm going to use this magenta. This magenta is powerful. The minute you put it down on paper, it's boom. Look at that, we might be doing a little color through here. In fact, I might be blending these in. I have a little orange going on there. We'll see. Yeah, let's change this up a bit. Oops. This is going to go dark right here. Go back to this. There's some orange. Either I'm rusty or I'm rushing. You just said. Yeah, normally I would do softer layers, and this would take me a long time to get this smoothed out. But I'm trying to get cracking. So let's pump up the color here to make the values match. Softer here because I'm going to overlap with the red. This red's over here asking me to jump back in. Did you hear that? All right, it is what it is. I really wish these lines were not here, but it's a coloring page. That's what you gotta do. All right, there you have it. It needs more yellow, so let's do that. Just the one I used. I'm gonna do the belt situation. Maybe I should have done it purple. Oh well. All right, so there you have it. That's how you do shading. One color, 3 different tones. And now you could go on to raddingtonfalls/free and download as many as you want. There's quite a few on there right now. And have fun during this time of staying indoors. All right. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Catch you on the next one.